Hi friends, in this part we are going to look into Fourier transform. Fourier transform is a mathematical function that will decompose our function from one domain to another. Like in quantum mechanics, we can use Fourier transform to decompose our wave function from the position representation to momentum representation. And we can do inverse Fourier transform to come back from the momentum representation to the position representation. Fourier transform, unlike in Fourier series, we have seen that we will convert any non-sinusoidal periodic function into sinusoidal periodic function. But in Fourier transform, we can take any non-periodic signal and we can represent it as mixture of sinusoidal components. So in using this Fourier transform, we can go from the position space to the momentum space, and if we apply Fourier transform to a Gaussian function, it will remain a Gaussian function. Then we apply Fourier transform to one-sided decaying exponential, just one-sided, then decaying exponential. Then if we apply Fourier transform to it, we'll get a Lorentzian function. Then if we have a two-sided decaying function, which is exponentially decaying function, and we apply Fourier transform to it, then we will again go into a Lorentzian function. And if we take a Dirac delta function and if we apply Fourier transform to it, then we'll get a plane wave. And we can apply Fourier transform to time domain and we'll get a frequency domain. So from a Fourier transform of a time varying signal, we will get a frequency term. That means this can be used to find the frequency components which are present in our time varying signal. Now this Dirac delta function, the integral form of Dirac delta function is written as integration minus infinity to infinity e raised to I k x minus x naught dk is equal to 2 pi delta x minus x naught. This is the Dirac delta function and this is the plane wave. So now what is formula for Fourier transform? So Fourier transform of any function, let's say f of x, will be equal to, let's say it is g of k, that is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity e raised to minus I kx f of x dx. Now the inverse Fourier transform will be nothing but f inverse of g of k, and that we will get f of x, and this is 1 by root 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity e raised to minus, I'll change to plus I kx not f of x, instead g of k dk. So this is, we are moving from x to k, and here we are moving from k domain to x domain. Now this is the first definition. A second definition is Fourier transform of the function f of x will be equal to g of k, which is 1 by root 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity e raised to plus I kx, not minus but plus, according to the second definition, f of x dx. And the inverse Fourier transform according to second definition will be f inverse of g of k will be equal to f of x, which is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity e raised to, instead of plus I kx, we'll have minus I kx g of k dk. So one of the most important condition for the existence of Fourier transform for a non-periodic function is that its integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx should be finite, or you can say it should be square integrable. But in exams, when we get this, all you have to do, whether Fourier transform exists or not for that non-periodic function, is that at x equals to plus minus infinity, our function f of x should be equal to 0. Just check this thing. And in Fourier transform, the parity of our function will not change. So if our function is having even parity, so after Fourier transform it will remain even. If it has odd parity, after Fourier transform it will still have odd parity. If it is having neither even nor odd parity, so after Fourier transform it will have neither even nor odd parity. Let's look at the properties of this, at some properties of the Fourier transform. So let's say the Fourier transform of the function f of x is equal to some g of k. So Fourier transform of the function ax, instead of x now we are having f of ax, will be equal to 1 by a g of k by a. Fourier transform of f of x plus minus a will be equal to e raised to plus minus I k a g of k. This is by using first definition. By using the second definition, we will have f of x plus minus a will be equal to e raised to minus plus I k a g of k. So using first definition, if you are having plus here, we will have plus here. If you are having minus here, we will have minus here. But using second definition, if you have plus here, we will have minus here, and minus here, then we will have plus here. F of Fourier transform of d by dx of f of x, that is first order differentiation of f of x, will be equal to I k g of k. This is again by using the first definition. When we will use second definition, we will have I minus I k g of k. Fourier transform of nth order differentiation of the function with respect to x will be equal to I k the whole power n g of k. This is according to the first definition. According to the second definition, we will have minus I k the whole power n g of k.